Hello, John here, back again. This time we're going to go over functions a little bit more in detail, show you how they work. We're also going to use shaperange add, and we're going to color the shapes if they are greater than 2 inches. So I made some shapes here. Let's go to our Visual Basic Editor. I made a new module just to play around with. Hit Control J. Let's see if we can put... Okay, we'll put option explicit. Put that at the top of every document. And we're going to make a new sub. We'll call it sub mess with shape. With the crazy old name. Okay, we're going to declare a shape, a reference to a shape. Dim S as shape. Let's dim SR as... We need a shape range, and we'll do a different type of loop today. So we'll dim I as long. The long values contain a lot of numbers, more than a decimal. Just to keep it simple, a long does not have a decimal place. Okay. So let's set our SR. We use the set keyword for all to set references to an object. So we set SR equal Control J on our keyboard, active document, brain fart, active page dot shapes dot all. Okay, we set the reference to SR, so now SR will reference this shape range, active page dot shapes all. Okay, now we're going to do a new type of loop. So we're going to go for I equals 1 to SR dot on the keyboard, brings up the context menu. SR has a property called count. Count is a property of SR. And then to finish the loop, we go next I. Okay, for I equals 1 to SR count. So when we go through the loop the first time, I is going to equal 1. And I gets increased every time up until SR count, which however many shapes we have, and then it exits the loop. So it goes through the loop as many times as it needs to. Okay. And let's do this. When we're in the loop, we're going to set our reference to S to equal SR I. Okay, equal. Does this make any sense here? We're setting S as a reference to SR. You could also go SR dot shapes and then the item number I. So that would be the first shape in the shape range. And every time we go through the loop, it'll set S to be a different shape. So S changes every time we go through the loop. It'll be a different shape. So it'll be this shape, then it'll be this shape, then it'll be this shape, and so on until we finish out the loop. Okay. And as we go through the loop, we can mess with the current S any way we want. Okay. And let's see, what we're going to do, we're going to make a condition. We're going to say if S dot, let's say, size width is greater than 2, then, and we'll finish off the condition. If S dot size width is greater than 2, then we want to do something with it. What do we want to do? Okay, we want S dot fill dot uniform color, and then we'll do a CMYK assign. And we don't use brackets. We don't use the parentheses because we're not returning anything, and I'll explain that in depth in a minute. 100, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and that's pretty simple what that does. Let's run it and see what happens. Yeah, any shapes that are bigger than 2 inches, so we go Control Z, we'll change that back to normal. And you notice that's multiple undos. Later we'll show you how to make that a single undo. So this sub will be one action. Okay. Now let's make our own function to do this, just to teach you a little bit better about functions. We're going to make this a private function. Private means it's only visible to this module. This guy over here, he can't access it. And we're going to name it, let's name it something crazy. We're going to name it Do It To It. Okay. And this shape is going to return a shape. We haven't talked about this yet, but it returns a shape. So this word right here, when referenced up here, will be a shape. Okay? So we will set this. Just like we set the SR, we're going to set this word to be a shape. Okay? What are we going to take? We're going to take by val S as shape. So we're going to pass it a shape. And just for fun, we're going to do by ref width as double and height. And remember the shorthand, that's the same thing. So doing this is the same as doing this. Okay, and there's our function. And I'm going to end this movie and start a new movie so the file size doesn't get too big. We'll continue in the next movie right where we left off.